There are moments in life when the air around you feels different. You cannot explain it logically, but something inside whispers that change is near. It is not the sound of chaos, nor the noise of the world. It is quiet, yet heavy with meaning. It is the unseen hand of God preparing a door, a passage that was invisible before, a path that your eyes could not find until now. And in that stillness, you are faced with the choice to remain where you are, clinging to comfort, or to step into what has been prepared for you. God is opening a powerful door for you, and if you miss it, the season may not return the same way again. The reason doors are powerful is because they represent transition. A door is never just wood and hinges, it is the line between two dimensions of your life. On one side is the familiar, the struggles you have endured, the patterns you have repeated, the battles you have already fought. On the other side lies the unknown, the opportunities you have prayed for, the healing you have longed for, the growth you have been called into. And God, in His timing, does not open doors randomly. He opens them at the precise moment when your spirit is ready to be stretched, when your character has been tested enough to carry the blessing, and when the silence you endured has shaped you into someone who will not waste what is about to be given. But here is the truth most people overlook: when God opens a door, it rarely looks like what you expected. It may not be polished, it may not be shining with gold. Sometimes it is disguised as hard work. Sometimes it is hidden in a person you did not notice before. Sometimes it comes through rejection, through endings, through the very pain you thought would break you. The powerful doors of God are often wrapped in layers of discomfort, because if they were too easy, too obvious, too glittering, you would not grow by walking through them. Think about the times in your life when you begged for change. You prayed for strength, for breakthrough, for a way forward. And yet, when the answer came, it looked nothing like the image you carried in your mind. You expected the clear sky, but the storm intensified. You expected open arms, but people walked away. You expected clarity, but you were given mystery. And in that moment, you thought, God has forgotten me. But what if those very events were the handle to the door He was opening? What if what felt like rejection was actually redirection? What if what felt like loss was in truth the preparation for gain? The danger is that many people stand in front of an open door and never step through it. They see the unknown and become paralyzed. Fear whispers louder than faith. The voice of doubt says, what if I fail? What if I am not ready? What if this door closes on me halfway through? And so they retreat back into the familiar prison of yesterday, never realizing that the door was opened by divine design and would not have appeared if they were not ready. Missing such a moment is not simply missing opportunity, it is delaying destiny. Understand this deeply. God's doors are not permanent displays. They are openings that exist in the rhythm of His timing. If you do not move when it is time, the season can pass. That does not mean God is cruel. It means that your growth requires obedience, and obedience is measured not only in action, but also in timing. Imagine a seed that refuses to break open in spring. By winter, the soil is hard, the air is cold, and the opportunity for growth is gone. The season will come again, yes, but it will not be the same. The timing matters. And so the question is not whether God is opening a door for you. The question is whether you will recognize it when it comes. Recognition requires awareness. If your eyes are always on the past, you will not see the new path forming. If your ears are always filled with the noise of fear, you will not hear the quiet invitation of the Spirit. If your hands are clinging tightly to what is familiar, you cannot reach forward to the handle of the door. That is why surrender is the key. Not surrender to defeat, but surrender to trust, to let go of the illusion of control, and to allow the one who sees beyond time to lead you through the threshold. But here is another truth. Every powerful door has resistance. The moment you decide to step forward, opposition arises. Your own doubts will rise first, telling you that you are not enough, that you do not deserve what lies beyond. People around you may rise to questioning your decision, reminding you of your past, pointing out the risks. Circumstances may shift suddenly, as if the universe is testing your resolve. But the resistance is not a sign that the door is wrong. It is proof that what lies beyond is valuable. No thief fights for an empty vault. The presence of resistance means the treasure is real. And you must ask yourself, how many doors have you ignored in your life because you mistook resistance for rejection? How many times did you step back when you should have stepped through? How many blessings did you postpone because you waited for absolute certainty instead of moving with faith? The tragedy is not that doors were never opened. The tragedy is that they were opened, but fear made you blind. God's doors also demand transformation. You cannot carry everything from your old life into the new space. Some relationships cannot follow you. Some habits must be left behind. Some ways of thinking must die at the threshold. If you try to drag your old weight through, the door will feel too narrow and you will believe it is closed when it is actually open. The truth is, the door is wide enough for your purpose, but not wide enough for your baggage. That is why many people hesitate. They feel the pain of letting go. But remember, letting go is not loss. It is making space for what is greater and what is beyond the door. It is not simply success. It is not just material gain. It is alignment. Alignment with the reason you were created. Alignment with the flow of divine timing. Alignment with the deeper version of yourself that you have not yet met. The door does not only open to external opportunities, it opens to internal transformation. When you walk through, you discover strength you did not know you had, wisdom you never practiced before, courage that was asleep within you. The external door reveals the internal door. There is a sacred weight in this truth that the God who created galaxies would care enough to design specific doors for your life. Doors that no man can shut. Doors that no enemy can block. Doors that are perfectly measured for your journey, not too soon, not too late. That is why you cannot compare your doors with someone else's. Their path is not yours. Their timing is not yours. The comparison blinds you to your own opportunities. The only question worth asking is, am I alert enough to see the door prepared for me and bold enough to step through it? And sometimes the door is not dramatic. It does not come with thunder or lightning. It comes as a gentle nudge, a quiet conviction, a sudden peace about a decision you have feared. Do not despise the small doors. Behind them may lie the greatest transformations. A single conversation may shift your destiny. A single act of obedience may unlock a lifetime of blessing. The size of the door does not measure the size of the purpose. Obedience does. This is why awareness is everything. Too many live distracted, chasing noise, scrolling endlessly, comparing endlessly, worrying endlessly. In distraction, they miss the whisper. They miss the opening. They miss the moment. But when you train your spirit to be still, to listen, to trust, you become sensitive to the slightest movement of divine timing. And in that sensitivity, you are ready to walk through when the door opens. And so the door that stands before you is not just a symbol, it is a calling. It is the answer to the prayers you whispered in the silence, the response to the tears that nobody saw, with the unfolding of a purpose that has been written for you since the beginning. Do not let fear persuade you to remain where you are. Do not let doubt convince you that you are unworthy. And do not let the comfort of yesterday chain you to what you have already outgrown. Step with courage, even if your legs tremble. Step with trust, even if the path is hidden. Step with faith, even if the outcome is not clear. For when God opens a powerful door, it is not to test your hesitation, but to invite your transformation. What waits beyond is not just a new season, it is a new you. You said, "We give me background picture prompt according to the speech to generate it from Leonardo A. ChatGPT said, "Here's a background picture prompt crafted to match the depth, spirituality, and atmosphere of your speech for Leonardo AI's." Prompt: a majestic golden door glowing with divine light, standing in the middle of a vast wilderness path. Soft rays of sunlight break through dramatic clouds, symbolizing hope and transformation. The atmosphere feels sacred and powerful, with a sense of destiny and spiritual awakening. The ground shows traces of past struggles, cracked earth turning into green grass near the door, representing transition from pain to purpose. A serene, ethereal glow surrounds the door, inviting the viewer to step forward into the unknown with faith. Would you like me to also create 5 alternative variations of this prompt? G, night sky version, mountains, forest, ocean horizon, so you can choose the one that best matches your video's mood. Do you like this personality?